I'm at the borderline of my faith. I'm at the hinterland of my devotion. I'm in the front line of this battle of my life, but I'm still alive.
What's up, fam? We're getting ready to get it popping tonight. Bam!
I'm a soldier of love. All the days of my life. I've been torn up inside, oh, I've been left behind, oh, I rise.
You know what it is. This is Coach Khayr in the building, baby. Let me get my hair up. We're in the Wild Wild West tonight. Man Leads Radio, 205-9089 to call in, baby. Me and Sade getting ready to take it out there. Hold on, we don't want to look too wild tonight. Let's tighten up a little bit. All right, you know what it is. Got the greatness on. Represent my man Pharaoh up in the building. What's up, Pharaonic? You know. Come on, we're talking about the perfect man tonight. I had to do it. CoachKhayr.com, we're in the building. ManLeads.com, we're in the building. Coach K Radio, we're in the building. ManLeadsRadio.info, we're in the building. Get it. Hustle University Books, we're in the building.com. Check it. Woo! We do a lot of things around here. And we like doing a lot of things around here. Tonight is going to be epic. Hold on. I know I'm trying to text one more person, and I cannot remember who it is. I'm leaving somebody out. You should text me and say, what's up? Big shouts out to James Brown, to the whole movement. Definitely going to be talking about that tonight. You know he's going to get some shout outs. The movie's hot. Turn the glasses off a little bit. I just can't stand when I'm getting ready for the show and having a brain fart, right? But you're tuned in here to Coach K TV, baby, right here. Wednesday nights, 10 o'clock. That's how we do it. More shows coming. For real, for real, for real. I know who it was. Shouts out to my man Tommy Guns. Shouts out to Locks. Shouts out to Alizé Elise in the building. Yeah. Hold it, hold it. Of course, when I'm trying to find it, my finger wants to hit like everything else besides what I'm supposed to be hitting, right? Well, guess what? I got it. We gotta fight for that love, baby. Let me give y'all some more of that Sade. YouTube, stop tripping saying you can't watch my videos because you know what you're doing over there, YouTube. Cut that out. Shouts out to Tyro.com. What's up? Shouts out to Black Dynamite. It's awesome, baby. Y'all heard the beat enough. Let's get ready to take it over the top. Y'all ready?
It's awesome, baby.
Who got my Men in Blacks?
Good evening, citizens of Earth.
Welcome, humans. I merely tell you that the future of your planet is at stake.
We have to ask you to try to stay calm, and it's important for everyone not to panic.
I am authorized to assure you that so far there is no reasonable cause for alarm.
Listen, do you hear? It's getting closer.
We have come to visit you in peace and with goodwill.
We work for a highly funded yet unofficial government agency. Our mission is to monitor extraterrestrial activity on Earth. We are the Men in Black.
You know what the difference is between you and me? I make this look good.
This is a dream come true.
What's happening? What's happening? What's happening, everybody? This is Coach Khayr, and you are now rocking with the best. Welcome, welcome, welcome to manleadsradio.info. Man Leads Radio is taking over your earwaves and your airwaves tonight. Proudly sponsored by Coach K Radio, Coach K TV, Original Native Radio. You know the programming. We are here to bring you the best of the best so you can be the best. You know, that's how we do. Of course, you can listen in. You know, people will be calling me like right when the show is on, right? Let me see what's going on with this right here. Yes, hi, hello. How can I help you? I cannot. I gotta text you the show, bro. You're supposed to be calling into the show tonight. Let me hit you with the text. Come on and call in. That's my main man right there. You know, we do that. We do that numerology together. I thought that was one of the guests. Had the wrong number, but I really should just text him so he can call in because that was one of the one of my homies who I feel he's perfect. Bought his wife a house. She's a homemaker. He's following the book. He's following the playbook. So it's gonna be wonderful tonight. I'm waiting on my co-host, Cutno, to call in. She's on the line. She can just press 1. This is going to be exciting tonight to talk about the perfect man. Some people say, like, you know, he's a unicorn. The perfect man is a unicorn. He doesn't exist. I say otherwise. I say that the perfect man does exist. All you got to do is have the right things in place for him to be in your life first. All right? And how do we process that and understand that? What I'm going to do when I'm trying to make sure everybody's in the building, I'm going to play one more quick tribute song while I get myself together. And when I come back, we're going to get this thing really popping. I don't know if any of you saw James Brown yet. Boy. But he was part of the inspiration for I'm not saying James was perfect, but he motivated me by watching the movie and a lot of the artistic things that he contributed to music, but some of the messages that were in his music that were way before his time. So I want to play this track right here, which is going to just set it off and lead us into the show tonight. So y'all just sit back. I'll be right back in about 2 minutes and 2 seconds. Why is the screen on my phone tripping?
This is a man's world. This is a man's world. But it wouldn't be nothing without a woman or a girl.
Look at that. Woo. Wouldn't be nothing without a woman or a girl.
Wait, one more time. This is a man's world. This is a man's world. But it wouldn't be nothing without a woman or a girl. You see, man made the car, take us over the road. Man made the train, we carry the heavy load. Man made the electric light, keep us out of the dark. Man made the boat for the world, like no one made the arm. This is a man, well, but it wouldn't be nothing without a woman or a girl. Men think about a little bit of baby girl and a baby boy. Men make them happy, 'cause men make them toy. make everything he can. Do you know that man makes money to buy from other men? This is a man. I don't want to live here without a woman or a girl. Our man needs a woman. He needs a woman. He needs a woman. He needs a woman. You need a woman when you're feeling bad. You need a woman when you're feeling sad. You need a woman when you're feeling glad. It's the best thing a man ever had. You need a woman in the morning. You need a woman late at night. You need a woman in the noontime, baby. A woman is always right. You got to have a woman. Love, you got to have a woman. Now take it down. I want you to listen to me.
So take it down some. This live James Brown right here. Woo.
When your baby pack up and leave now, I'm talking to the fellas. When your woman pack up and leave now, it make you feel a little bad. You feel just like you want to cry now. Don't be ashamed. Fall on your knees and let it go. You see, this is what you do when your woman pack up and leave now. When you get to the door, you turn around and wave a last goodbye. You say, baby, tell me what I've done wrong now. You say, baby, try me one more time. You say, baby, don't make me weak now. You say, baby, I love someone. You say, baby, if you leave me, I'll go crazy. You say, baby, I need good love tonight. You say, baby.
What's happening? What's happening? What's happening? We back live and direct. My man James Brown just took it out. Yeah. It ain't nothing without that woman's touch. You heard what he said. But you got to be in proper position. What's up, Amenti? I see you over there in the chat room. Appreciate that for y'all checking in. Amenti, the writer. Leslie Love up in Toronto. Big shouts out to all the guests, the listeners calling in. If you want to get in on some of this right here, if you agree or you disagree and you want to call in tonight and have some commentary on what is a perfect man, please call in. All right, 347-205-9089. 347-205-9089. Press 1, raise your hand. I get to you. All right, let's get this thing started. What is the perfect man? That's an excellent question to me. And often the first thing I hear women saying, and men, is nobody's perfect. Like a lot of times I don't hear men saying nobody's perfect, but then I hear, especially when they're asking about a perfect man. But if I say, what about the perfect woman? Oh, she doesn't exist. But sometimes men will have the definition of what the perfect woman looks like, all right? Or they will describe her, and then they'll say, she don't exist. So, but I beg to differ, because I don't believe in the whole that whole biblical we're all born into sin thing. and nobody's perfect. Everything about you is perfect. The way you breathe, the hairs in your nose, how your body is designed, every situation that you're in is already perfect. The word should really be agreeable. What's the most agreeable scenario? What's the scenario that's going to make you the happiest? What are you going to do that's going to make you the happiest in what you're doing? Well, this book that I've been reading, I have read actually, called Man Leads, Woman Follows, Everyone Wins. I think it's an amazing guidebook. I think it's an amazing manual, and it's just been like a journey, like going through and applying it every day. Because when you understand what you are naturally built to do instinctively, then it's easier to process it. It's easier to process it in your thoughts, and then it's easier for you to manifest it in your everyday way, right? So one of the key points is about healthy, because perfect can't be unhealthy, right? And then we look at a part of the book that talks about what is a healthy man. A healthy man knows what his instincts are about leadership. And there's been so much effeminization of men with the media and movies and all types of crazy stuff. Like, I try to be general as possible, but I still have to say, look, we can't just like point the finger at one particular body, because it's such a widespread issue, right? But the perfect man is needed, and I feel that the perfect man is nearby. For me, the perfect man is honest without being scared of repercussions. He's honest without being afraid of repercussions. What I learned from the book is the perfect man is concerned with his lineage. He's not concerned with dominating a woman. He's not concerned with turning a woman like into his slave or anything like that. The perfect man knows how to create a space, a safe space for his woman. And another biggie about the perfect man is he's trustworthy. Ooh, he's trustworthy. Now, you get people who start to come around and say, well, how do I know I can trust him? How do I know that I can trust this man and all of this stuff? You know what I'm saying? Like, why the questions from what I call maybe the peanut gallery is kind of like people who are unhealthy. They haven't seen the model before. They don't have anything to follow after. That's why I'm doing this show, because I feel that this book, Man Leads, Woman Follows, Everyone Wins, is exactly that. We are in desperate need of everyone winning. So we have to understand what our roles are and what makes up these roles. You see what I'm saying? Like, when we use the word perfect, it's so strong. But you can have it, ladies. You can have the perfect man. First off, do you know what the perfect man looks like? You got to change your mentality first from, well, he doesn't exist. So immediately when you start saying he doesn't exist, he can't exist. It won't happen. He won't be there. And you don't believe it. So it's kind of like magic. You know, if you don't want to believe in it, then how can you you know, how can you say that that is really going to come to you, or that you really want it to come to you? How would that happen? So, and it's not. So the thing that you have to do is really be ready to open yourself up to this perfect man coming into your life. All right? And you being that same, how do I say, that same, you got to be the catalyst too first. You can't just like halfway do it, because if the man's supposed to come in and he's supposed to be, you know, on top of things, then how would that happen if there's a lot of doubt in the family or in the entire relationship? Like, a lot of the energy that's coming from the woman is going to make the man be perfect. But if she feels that, oh, I can be let down and it doesn't exist, then that's what she's going to attract. She's going to attract that same thing. So that's why I'm really excited about the show, because for me, as a reader and as a coach and as somebody who's come from I come from a childhood where my parents were divorced and what I even may call slightly dysfunctional, and having to do a lot of work to build up my leadership qualities to come in and say, yo, not only am I eligible, but yeah, I really feel like I'm perfect. I feel that as a reader of this book, it's just really added a lot of champagne to my campaign, and it's very doable. I always believed in perfection anyway. Everybody, the life that you're living is perfect already. But now here comes the man. Where do you find him? Where is he? And how do you keep him? How do you attract him? How do you keep him? And then how do you enjoy him and everything that comes with the perfect man? Well, without further ado, I'm going to bring in our guest tonight. You know, it's kind of her show because it's called Man Leads Radio. The author of Man Leads Radio. Y'all put y'all hands together for Cutno. Hi there, Ro. What's happening?
Hi.
I'm deliciously well. And yourself? How you doing tonight? That's what's up. That's what's up. So, a couple of weeks ago, we talked about this unicorn. Unicorn's our code word for perfect man. You know, when people hear unicorn, they say, "Oh, that doesn't exist." And I am from the school that say, I think it does exist. How do you feel about that? What do you think about this perfect man, and where is he, and how do you find him? And why would you even say something like that? Why would you, as a woman, when so many women say he doesn't exist, you say, I know how to find him?
Yes, of course. The perfect man does exist. You know, all of this is dependent upon whose point of view it is.
Okay. So it's relative, right?
Yes, relative, definitely.
All right. So a lot of times in your book you talked about a healthy man and a healthy woman due to your research. You know, do you feel that the men, over 1,000 men that you interviewed for your book, do you feel that those men are perfect?
I don't think that any man can be perfect to everyone, but I do think that a woman's acceptance of her man makes him perfect for her.
So it's not a cookie cutter type thing you're describing. So he's not 6'4", he doesn't play NBA basketball, and he doesn't wear a size 12 shoe. So that's not everybody's perfect man?
Definitely not. And like you were saying before, a man does need to be clearly healthy and good, and there are specific and very minimal ways to determine this, which we can talk about. But also, it is a woman's job as a feminine woman to bring her man to the highest possible success that he can reach, And also to nurture him in such a way that it would be counterproductive to be looking for flaws.
Whoa. Wait a minute. So she'll never find a perfect man if she's constantly looking for flaws?
Yeah, you can't. This is a practice, and in actuality, in Japanese culture, this is called wabi-sabi love. This is an actual practice.
Wabi-sabi love. That's W-A-B-I, like wasabi?
W-A-B-I-S-A-B-I. And in Japanese language, it sounds like wabi-sabi, but to us, it's wabi-sabi. And this is the art of accepting your partner's flaws.
Wow. Okay, well, that's totally different than what they taught us over here in America, that perfect means you don't have any flaws.
Well, perfect. A man can be perfect for a woman because a woman's job is to accept her man as the greatest. If he can't be the greatest in your mind, then you're not doing your job, or you need to find a different man. If you're with him, he's the greatest. And that is absolutely a woman's job, to see her man as the greatest and to nurture him based on a kind of creative visualization. When she sees his potential, she brings him to his potential, she brings him even past his potential, and also that not only does she accept his flaws, she embraces his flaws. Now, we're not talking about big flaws. We're not talking about gambling or addiction or anything like that. It's just one of those things. We're not referring to a healthy man anymore.
Gotcha. So here we go again, back to one of the main reasons why people need to get the book. Like, isn't that in the entire chapter? What's that, chapter 5, that identifies what is a healthy man?
Yes, this chapter is called Healthy. Is your man healthy? Okay. Is he healthy? And, some of the requirements are, and there are only 15 very well explained requirements to make sure that your man is healthy. And by the way, if he is lacking one of these requirements, he's not healthy. Just one is not healthy. But the harsh reality for most modern westernized women is that almost all men in society fall under the category of healthy.
Well, I want to talk about like just one of these that's kind of like a toughie. How would you coach someone to get around this? Because I know you have a coaching program that people can receive over at manleads.com. Number 1 says he was not abandoned. Now, is abandoned how he feels, or like what if he's from a foster home? Like, is it no chance in him being a healthy man if he feels like he was abandoned? Can you talk about that? Like, that one is like really big.
Nope. If he feels like he's abandoned, but he actually was not abandoned, then he's still in the category of healthy. Abandoned, in my terms and based on my research, is based on this theory called the bowel deep theory.
Spell that again.
It's B-O-W-L-D-Y.
Okay.
And the bowel deep theory states that if a person is born and detached from their mother, not their father, but their mother, whether adopted or not, from birth until 2 years old, then that person is categorized as abandoned.
Wow. Hold on, you know I got to give you some gunshots on that right there. I never heard that before.
Wow, that's cool.
I mean, it's not cool that someone would be abandoned, but I never knew it was a theory or a study that says if you were abandoned between 0 and 2, or separated from your mother between 0 and 2, that makes you abandoned. Okay.
It's called the boundary theory, and this person actually lacks a physical makeup in the brain that allows them to have compassion for another human being.
They lack, say that again?
A person who is abandoned by their mother between this small window will lack a physical aspect of the brain that allows them to have compassion toward another human being.
Wow. And that would make a man unhealthy if he doesn't have compassion.
Definitely. He's unable to love you. And the whole purpose of this chapter is to be clear as to if he's able to healthily love you. Now, if he thinks that he was abandoned, if a man thinks that he was abandoned later on in life, that does not qualify him as being unable to love, because the portion of his brain that needed to be developed for compassion is already there.
Wow. Oh, so now, okay, so you're connecting the dots now. So now you're saying this is one of the jobs of the female. She gets the compassion out of him by tuning into his instincts versus looking for flaws. Since he wasn't abandoned from 0 to 2, if she tunes into his instinctual nature for compassion, then she's got something to work with.
Yes. And almost every single person on earth will have this compassion.
I agree. I really haven't met anybody that was just cold and ruthless. I haven't met a lot of people that were separated from their mother. And then even if their mother like passed at birth, there was still a woman there.
Exactly.
You know.
Exactly. Because this factor has to do with feminine touch. And it does not have to be a lot of touch. The human body will take the little bit of touch that it can get and create and build that aspect of the brain that is necessary for later compassion. So if you had a mother that wasn't very touchy, who didn't hug you a lot, and those sorts of things, but she still picked you up out of the cradle or out of the cradle, or she still picks you up to change your diaper, this still feeds this aspect of your brain. It's very minimal. But if you were left in a basement for 2 years, or left completely 100% ignored for 2 whole years from birth until 2 years old by your mother or any other female who can act as a mother figure, then that's where the problems arise.
Wow. For those of you who have the book and want to follow along with us, we're on page 119. Guess what? If you don't have the book, you can't follow along. So if you want to get the book, you need to go over to Amazon, or you can go to manleads.com, or you can go to Square Up, and you can get the book. You can get it on Kindle right now. Like me, I'm reading it on Kindle. I had to open my Kindle reader, and we're on page 119, class. And don't be offended if I say class, because this is what we all need. You know, there's nothing wrong with it, because we've never been taught this. Ro, have you ever, like, coming up, you did a lot of research to find this out. Do you know of any, like, elementary school or middle school or high school that teaches this?
No, but there was a theory that came out of Romania and Russia, because a lot of children were being adopted from there, but they were left in a cradle for a huge amount of time from birth until they were adopted. And this is where the majority of this theory comes from. The children would not have compassion towards people later on in life.
Okay. So what else does a woman need to do to find the perfect man?
Well, first she needs to make sure that he's healthy. That's step one. The second thing she needs to do is to understand that her role is to improve his success.
Wow.
And that she is his nurturer and helpmate. So her acceptance of him at every point in his life, reaching up to different levels of success, is because she sees him as good enough, great, and awesome the entire time. This is what women are supposed to do. This is what we are made for. This is what we need to focus on. And the more that we do that, literally, men will actually make more money. You can consider nurturing your man a full-time job. And if he's in a position to make more money, other men will literally sense his nurturing, because all men want and need it clearly, and they will respect that man more so and give him more responsibilities and more pay.
Or for us entrepreneurs, more deals. We don't get paid, we get more deals, or we get more opportunities, right?
Right.
Okay. I can just feel some ladies right now, like on my neck, saying, well, what about us, Ro? You keep saying it's our job to do this for him. What about his job to do for us? Ro, you know you got to speak on that. You got to speak on
I love this question. I love this question because feminine nurturing is like math. And more so, it's like algebra. And anybody who takes algebra knows that things have to be balanced on both sides for the equation to be correct. The moment that a woman, because of the nature of a man, is to please his woman, this has to be very clear. All good men are focused on pleasing their woman. It's what they want the most. Contrary to popular belief, they don't go to college just to become educated. Most men go to college and get great jobs or follow great career paths in order to achieve a certain type of woman. And in order to be able to please her. And this comes from instinct. So we need to remember that if a healthy man instinctually wants to please us, and that he's looking to do that all day long, every day, it's a win-win situation when we please him.
Wow. She said win-win situation, ladies and gentlemen. Not just ladies, but she said everybody. If anybody's got any comments, questions, or feedback, or you want to, chime in on this tonight, if you got a question for Ro, please call in 347-205-9089. I see a lot of callers in here. We're waiting on y'all to just press 1, raise your hand, and we're going to bring you in, because I know somebody's got a question, or somebody may even have a testimonial about how they've been following the book and they're seeing that, Ro's on to something here. She's really on to something. So please continue. So you said how we find him. And then you said what, or I'm sorry, not me, but how women find him, and then what her job is. And what about keeping him? Because sometimes women find this guy and then he just like drifts off. He just drifts off and they say, oh, well, he cheated on me, or he left me for someone else, or da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. What about that?
There is a science to what we're talking about, and gratefully so. We have serious answers now. I like to make sure that women can understand that they're not supposed to go out trying to find a man.
Woo. Say that again. I will say what?
it is masculine to be going out hunting. That's still masculine energy when you're hunting. Men, when you are hunting for a man, you are in masculine energy. And guess who you will attract? You will not be attracting a masculine man.
You will not. You'll be getting what I call a yin man, or one of these metrosexuals.
You will not be attracting a masculine man. Masculine men are repelled by women pursuing them. And when a woman does pursue a man, if she's attractive, he may decide to just try to go for the sex. But it does not mean that he is attracted to the woman emotionally.
Whoa. You brought up a good point right there. Okay. So that sounds like an important component in the perfect man. So are you insinuating, or are you just blatantly saying that the perfect man is attracted to a woman emotionally? Is that what you're saying?
I'm saying that masculine women are attracted to feminine women. And if you approach a man, you're in the wrong energy. You're masculine energy. So this is going to cause problems. It's going to cause a masculine man to either turn away from you or to decide to go after sex.
Oh, okay. Boom. The questions just keep coming. Okay, so here's a situation, Ro. You're at the bar, Ro, and the guy comes up beside you, and he buys a bottle of champagne for him and his homeboys. But men, we have different intentions. So we're buying the bottle to really impress women. We want to show off that we can afford bottles. And like you said in the book, we're showing that we have a degree of success, that we're not ordering a drink, we're ordering a bottle. Now, what if the woman who's beside him, who thinks he's attractive, she says, to show him that I'm independent, I'm going to buy a bottle too? What is going on in that scenario right there? What type of...
That's also masculine energy, because that's competition. Men are not interested in women that are trying to compete with them for their proper place in masculine energy.
But she says, I'm just buying the bottle so I can show him that I'm independent. I don't need him to buy me a bottle. That I can buy my own bottle.
But we teach men who we are based on our behavior. So if you're going to look like you don't need him to buy you a bottle, then we have to remember that the purpose that he bought the bottle was to impress the woman. If you're going to do that, you are creating a non-harmonious situation. We don't know this guy. We don't know if he's healthy or not. The best thing to do is stay in feminine energy. Healthy men and unhealthy men. Healthy men and unhealthy men may park themselves all around you and buy bottles. But you need to attract the healthy masculine men.
Ro, you have like...
You have to do this by sitting in a feminine way, by smiling, by having a pleasant voice, by being polite, by looking needy.
What? Ro.
You need to look needy. If you don't need a man, he doesn't need you.
Now they're...
we look down upon this word of needy in the English language. But
people are cringing.
As we all know, I speak 5 languages. And this word needy is not wrong when it comes to women in other languages. This is something that we have a problem with in the English language. Women need men. Now, clingy, annoying, that's, okay, we can say those things are definitely annoying and not invited. But when women are showing and displaying that they need men, this allows men to have a place. And if there is a guy who approaches you at a bar or a restaurant or anywhere, and you are interested in him, you need to show different levels of nurturing. Don't just sit there and let him serve you.
I mean, look, I'm telling you, you had them cringing. You had them cringing over here when you said that, when you said the curse word needy. Remember, the word follow and submit were curse words too. Now you're using the word needy, Ro. Like you're using some high-level profanity out here tonight.
It's fine. And guess what? If you spoke another language, you would be just fine with this word needy. Women need men, and men need women. And if you present yourself slightly like you don't need a man, this is extremely ugly to a man who's looking to be needed. And almost all men are looking to be needed. That is a requirement for him to be healthy. He wants to put his woman first.
Hey.
He wants to please her.
I mean, I totally agree. And I don't know if anybody likes my stripper club examples, but don't talk about the stripper like she's let's just talk about the man is providing rent. He's providing car note, insurance. When these guys, some of these rappers are going in here dropping like $10,000-$20,000. So instinctively, and Ro, you may have to, some people, this may be their first show. So can you like recap which one a man uses first? Does he use his thoughts first, or does he use his instincts first? Can you like just back up just a little bit? I need you to Michael Jackson moonwalk just a little bit and go into that phase right there to cover that right there.
Yes, all men go with they're reacting to their instincts first. And as women, we need to understand that men are reactionary to us. We see men as these big, strong creatures that are independent of us, who can get things done. And yes, they can, but they're not independent of us. Men react to women. Men react to women based on instinct all day long. If men are in a barber shop, they're still looking at pictures of women, even if women are not in there. They're still reacting to women all day long. And this is because scientifically, men are wired to protect and provide for women, and they need to be able to be closely in tune with a woman's instinct in order to know what type of protection and providing she needs. Because contrary to what people think the book is about, men are on earth to serve the needs of women and children. And all healthy men know this. All healthy men know this. No, a man does not want to be taken advantage of. No, he doesn't want to be disrespected. Yes, he needs to be appreciated. But men are here to protect and provide for women. Sometimes this is monetary, sometimes it's not. But this is the role of a man. And keeping that in mind constantly keeps it clear.
Gotcha. Now, I don't know how scientific Ro's going to go in on it, but when she said man was created to provide and protect women and children, she's correct. And now this part may not be in the book, but the penis is an elongated clitoris. The woman predates the man by probably millions of years. I'm very safe to say that the XX chromosome predates the XY chromosome by thousands of years. I'm absolutely sure of that. And women did used to reproduce asexually. So we're really throwing out the Adam and Eve story. If you're really thinking that, that Eve came from that woman came from a rib of a man, you're not healthy. I'm just putting it out there. That's not scientifically possible. Okay, and God wouldn't do nothing like that anyway. If anything, somebody will be coming from somebody's mind or somebody's imagination, but from somebody's rib, you know, a man can do without that lower rib. So why would, I ain't even gonna get into that. That's a whole nother story. But thank you, Ro. Exactly. Scientifically, that's what we're built for. You know, point blank. Period.
Yeah. So if you have a man, for instance, going on and on about, you know, I have heard men ask women, okay, so what do you do for a living, or how much money do you make, as if this really truly matters. This is a setup, and women need to understand this. Men are trying to determine if women know that they are supposed to be protectors and providers. Women need to be clear that they do know, gracefully and gracefully, that men are here to take care of us. The moment that a woman makes it clear that a man's role is to take care of his appreciative, respectful wife and woman, and or woman, this causes a situation where the man has to step up or step down. If he's, if he's a healthy man, he wants that anyway. But there is a catch.
Okay, what's the catch?
Westernized women want to spend too much money.
So that's the antithesis of the perfect man? Like, if you want to spend too much money, like, you don't qualify to get a perfect man?
No, you don't.
Wow.
Okay, I coach women all the time. And women pay anywhere from $500 to $1,000 for this good advice, and they refer a friend because that's how good this advice is, and I'm going to give it to you all. A woman who makes a lot of money is used to spending it any way she wants very often. And if she encounters a man who she wants to have a loving relationship with, she really is going to have to stop buying things that her man couldn't buy for her, even if she has the money.
Wow.
It's unattractive to a man to watch a woman be able to buy tons and tons of things and want and desire those things that he cannot afford to provide for her, because, once again, his main goal is to please her.
Whew.
So the women who want a man, if you want a man, and you want a man who really truly cherishes and loves you, you have to be realistic. Most men are not rich. And men out there have hearts of gold, but they're not going to commit themselves to a woman who wants and needs so many things that he cannot provide. We're going to have to choose. Do we want to spend our money to have certain handbags and certain hairstyles, or do we want a man? Because we don't have to necessarily just give that money away or not make it. You can save it.
True. And have a little stash spot over there, and we won't be mad at
you
that.
Can save it. You can save it any kind of way you want. But my point is that spending it is a problem. Women have almost no idea that the way they spend money attracts or detracts a man to or from them. So what you are wearing, if you go out on a first date with a man and you have on Gucci and Louis Vuitton and Michael Kors from head to toe, and the man that you're on a date with cannot afford to buy those things for you, that's probably your last date.
Wait a minute. Okay, but I'm telling you, I can feel the vibrations. I want some of the women to call and say this, but what some women are saying, I look nice for me, and these are the things that I want, so I look nice for me.
Then have it, but you won't have a man.
Ro, you just cut and dry. You just like taking it straight to the chase. Like that's it. She's like she can do that if she wants.
People need the truth. People have been said so much lies that we really don't have any time to give people anything but the truth. We have to undo a lot of work here.
Right. Totally in agreement. Totally in agreement on that right there. Yeah. Okay. I got a question from the chat. Then I see my callers. Oh my goodness. I got 2 questions in the chat. Then I got my callers on the line. The first one is from how does a woman handle when she is with a man that is attractive and other women want him? How does she control her jealousy?
Oh my goodness.
Come on now.
Okay, the first thing to remember is a woman does not need to feel like that it is necessary for her to worry about what her man is going to be doing with other women, because the jealousy is not really the other women being attracted to her man. The jealousy is not knowing what her man's response is going to be. and if a woman is doing what she needs to be doing, and if her man is healthy, it doesn't matter how attractive he is, he's not going to let her go. He's not going to risk that relationship by entertaining other women. If he does, and it is already clear to him beforehand that that's not acceptable to his woman, he's in an unhealthy category. So we can't just say man. You have to be clear. We have to say, is he a healthy man or a non-healthy man? But healthy men are very, very concerned about their lineage. Women, we have to understand this. This is why men put up with all kinds of crap in relationships that they probably shouldn't put up with in so many marriages, is because they are obsessed with lineage. Men are not dating. Healthy men are not dating for years and years and years without trying to reach a purpose. All men have a plan. A healthy man is dating a woman because he thinks she is marriage material. He also can be dating a woman because she's sexual material in order for him to be serious enough for marriage material, but that's another topic. If a man sees a woman as marriage material, and that is what he is planning for, or if he's already married to a woman, he takes this more seriously than we as modern westernized women understand. When you look at the way that men resist marriage, then you can see more clearly how that type of commitment is taken seriously by them. Men are not resisting marriage just because they want to have sex with a whole bunch of people. Healthy men resist marriage because they want to be ready for marriage. So if a man is being approached by other women because he's physically attractive, he still is concerned with his lineage. He's still concerned with his family. He's still concerned with what talking to any of these women will do to his family. All a woman really needs to do is be assured. You need the book for this. You need the book for this. And this will help a lot. There is a feeling of insurance when explained well that a feminine, nurturing woman has when it comes to her man. If you are nurturing your man well, it is very unlikely, if he is healthy, that he ventures off.
I know that's right. I mean, if you're doing all them qualities and you doing all of that, yes. But anyway, let me get to the phone lines. They lighten up now. Caller from the 267-495. Your microphone is open. Thanks for joining Man Leads Radio. Can I get your name and where you're calling from, please?
Juan Paul calling from Philadelphia.
Your name is what from Philadelphia?
Juan from Philadelphia.
How you doing, big brother? How you feeling? What's going on tonight?
How you doing, Khayr? I'm good. Can't complain. What's up, bro? How you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
You know, I'm good. I got these books popping off over here. You know, I got brothers loving the videos, the books are selling. But one of the funny things is about this book is, you know, guys is loving it, and the women are kind of like, oh, you got this book. But when they start reading it, they're like, uh-oh, this thing's here that you need to do. So the book is really great, and it's bringing in some good perspective to men. In particular, I like the part of the book that really talks about how men need to nurture women. And I think that's a big part of what, when women hear the title of the book, that they don't understand what's in the book. And it actually tells them how to treat their women in a non-sexual way. Because I think a lot of how we've been raised in westernized culture, watching TV and every intimate scene is a man taking a woman's clothes off for the act of sex. I think that we get wired and programmed to treat a woman just like a sex object. So I think the book speaks to how a man needs to nurture a woman so she can feel feminine enough to return that good love and energy to him. And all the women that I've sold the book to, about at least 6,000 women, they all love it. And a friend of mine said, she said, yeah, I'm writing in the book. I'm writing and I'm underlining, I'm highlighting. So they love it. No, they love it. They absolutely love it. And
this is a dream come true.
And I got to tell you, my experience, I've not really dealt with a lot of women that are, you know, these non-nurturing type of women. I just don't attract them type. So I've been blessed in my life. I mean, I've had some come across my path, but I don't entertain that for too long. But let me ask you this. I had a question for you, Ro, and for you too, Khayr. And it's in this society, how we're raised, beyond when you see the book, and I know you do coaching, what are some things that can help people heal themselves enough to start the process to be a perfect man for a woman, you know, and vice versa? When we have all this stuff, this programming, and the conversation, one of the conversations we had today, not to be all over, is the conversation of money that you just spoke of. And my friend was saying how he had a woman who she just spent money, and he would help her find a way out of a bill, and then she would find a way to spend the money that she gained back. So how do we battle all these different pitfalls that we have, the jealousy, the money? Is there something more than just, is there some spiritual healing that we need to do? That's my question.
Well, I think that this is a widely cultural problem, and we all need to realize that the media has purposely made us confused about each other. You know, when you travel the world, and when you really speak and understand what people are saying all over the world, you start to learn that men and women are not confused about each other. Men in different cultures and women in different cultures are very clear about what is masculine and what is feminine. We are confused in our culture because the media creates this confusion, and because it's very, very beneficial to the economy. The thing that I would suggest is that we stay very focused on having this message become bigger, because people do listen. As you were saying, people do listen. They read the book, they become enlightened, and they want more, but we need daily. I truly believe this. In order to undo all of our thinking, we need daily reminders. And so one of our goals is to create a talk show and a film. So if anyone listening out there wants to support this talk show and a film, this probably will be one of the most beneficial pieces of media to the American family in history. And I say this lightly, but it's not light at all. Media has caused this problem, and I'm pretty sure that media is going to be the answer to fixing this problem.
I agree. Big bro, one of the things I wanted to ask you, as a barber, being raised in a barbershop, are you telling me that you got these books? Because the barbershop has been like, a source of information in the community. The brothers coming in and shoot the game in the Willy Bobo, and a lot of ill advice has come to men and women. Like, you probably know when somebody getting divorced before the lawyer know, before the wife know, because the brothers in there complaining.
Right.
So,
right.
First off, tell people in Philadelphia where they can come and get the book. We need your address. We need to know what time you open, what days you open. How can they come in there and buy these books up from you and get them from you? Because I know Philadelphia needs it.
Yeah, so Khayr, it's funny because you and I had talked about doing something at my barbershop before. You probably just don't recognize my voice. So I own an iconic barbershop. It's at 19 East Schoolhouse Lane, Philadelphia, PA, 19144. If anybody's looking for me, you can find me on Facebook as Asar Two Child. On Facebook, you can find there. I'm a friend of Ro. I'm a friend of you type. And engage in great conversation, because I have there's not so much of upscale, but I have a really grown man shop. So we don't get into a lot of, a lot of some of the negative connotations that go with barbershop. I have a lot of good, hard-working men, family men, and we raise them boys and men in my shop. So that's what we do. We engage in these kind of conversations, and there's just no time to play no games because it's so serious for us and our families, especially in the African American community. We don't have the luxury of playing games with not being in unison with our women, and we got to cut the games out. We got a lot of grown men playing boy games. We got to get everybody in line so we can be healthy together.
That's right. So excited.
I mean,
it's a dream come true.
Say that again.
Yes, I'm so excited.
No, I'm just, just saying there's no time to play. It's time to stop playing these games. Especially I just look at how we've been taught, man. We are really on a lower level as far as spiritual wise. We engage in a lot of things that rob us of who we are as Africans. And as Rose said, when you travel to different places, specifically, I have been to Brazil about 14 times. I speak Portuguese. I've met my wife in Brazil, married in Brazil. I have family in Brazil. And one of the things that I love about their culture is they don't care about what you have. They don't have car commercials on TV because most people can't afford cars. People ride bikes. But people are more concerned with, are you happy? They don't care about, who you are or what you got. They like, are you happy? Okay, you got all that, but are you happy? And that really resonates with you, and you see people that are just so unified as a culture together. It's an enlightening thing. And it makes you come back here and look at everybody has problems, But we got some different stuff. We going through too much. We going through money problems. We not getting along in a relationships. We got too much stuff wrong, and it's just it can't do anything good for your life, in my opinion.
Right. And one of the things that I try to help other Americans to see is that we are a society of unloved people.
We are.
True.
This is extremely rare. When you look at countries around the world, whether they have food or not, there is no society that is more unloved, with people walking around all day long, every day for decades, feeling unloved, than American society.
I agree 100%. I've seen that. I've traveled a lot of places, and I've seen that. I know that for sure.
And you know what happens when you live in a society where people feel unloved? They don't have love to give to people. And so then you have crime, you have abuse, you have addiction, and all of these problems come right back to the same thing, the family.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm just excited. I'm just excited, big bro, and glad that you over there moving them books like hotcakes. You know what I'm saying? And I'm glad you're doing your part. I definitely remember the conversation we had up in Jersey. You know what I'm saying? And so
yes, sir.
I don't think it's that a strange event or a strange coincidence or anything like that we coming back around. So absolutely. Now we really got something. Sir. Now we really got something to meet up on to make pop off. So I'm gonna be getting in contact with you, maybe even later on tonight or sometime tomorrow about some other stuff. All right.
All right, that's perfect. That's perfect. I appreciate y'all.
All right, big brother.
Thank you, Wanza.
Yeah.
All right, Lord, peace.
Okay, brother, peace.
Bro got the book out there, Reuniting Homeboys. I ain't talked to that brother in like at least a year, and now all of a sudden he pop up on the show. I love it. Yeah. All right, next caller from the next. Oh, wait a minute. I got a text question. Then I'm gonna get back to the callers. Bro, you got 2 minutes. If it's a question in the chat or a text question, you just gonna just hit them heavy. Then we move to the next caller. This question is if women who work more are likely to be unfaithful than women who is dependent upon her husband's employment. Are women?
Oh, I'm sorry. Can you say?
Are women who work more likely to be unfaithful than women who are dependent upon her husband's employment? That means the woman who has her.
That answer is definitely yes.
Say that again.
I believe that answer is definitely yes.
And why do you believe that answer is definitely yes?
Well, I think that women are not used to, or don't know that they need to, turn off their masculine energy and be feminine, like consciously women. And so when women are providing and when women are in working mode, that is in masculine energy. Whenever we are working and providing and protecting our families, that is in masculine energy, whether you are a man or a woman. So you will begin to take on masculine tendencies the more you do masculine things.
Oh, I'm mercy. Okay, we got that answer. Let's move on to caller from the 951. 951-374. Your mic is wide open. Thank you for calling in the Man Leads Radio. What's your name and where you calling from, please?
Good evening. My man named Khayr and Ro. How you guys doing today? This is Big Green calling from California.
Hi, man.
How you guys
How
doing?
are you?
I'm doing well. Ro, I got a nickname for you. You're a game changer. You're changing the game with everybody out here. And Coach, you're Khayr, the culture builder. You are also, in essence, establishing a culture of healing for men and women, and that's what you do. That's why you're named Coach Khayr. And reading the book and reading what you guys are saying, it's great, it's different. It's it's like, Coach, you throwing out alley-oops, and she's coming with the thunder.
Yeah.
You know, everything's like a little punchline. Everything you come up with, she's hitting it with things that people are not even willing to speak about, and they might know, but it resonates once you hear it, once it's verbalized. And the way that she's saying it is a matter that it touches both men and women, and that they know it's true, but they might have resistance to it. The aspect of the book is an easy read. It's something that is very beneficial. And the thing is, Coach, you don't even know. You got the next, who was that lady back in the day who wrote the book for Waiting to Exhale? You got the 2000 Terry McManus, but on some real stuff. Okay? on some real stuff. So as far as you writing this book and being ready for those movies and stuff, that's so important, because I've said many a times, we don't see the visual, symbolic aspect of a black couple showing each other love and respect. I have to go back to, I can't remember the name of the movie, but with Billy Dee and Diana Ross, and that final scene where she's on the stage and he's asking her, will you do this for your man? Will you do this? Will you do that? And she was like, yes, because she had done all the other things. She had the stardom. She had the fame. But she didn't have a man who was committed to her. And when when she had the opportunity, she walked away from that crowd real quick and said, I want to be with my man. Now, that's 30 years ago. And I'm looking like for African Americans, where is that? Where is that aspect where we see that black love, or just love in general, shown as far as a family setting? Movies are very empowering. We don't have it.
And, I think Cosby Show was one of the closest things to it, but I have to be honest. Even Bill Cosby was made fun of sometimes on his own show by his TV kids and his TV wife. We need to go further.
Oh no! And the thing is, as a people, we're only accepted in a comedic role. I'm waiting for the dramas where it's kind of like, wow, that touched me on many different layers, and I'm going to change the way I conduct myself.
Right.
Like I said, that's the work. I've complimented you before. I've told you that I'm willing to invest in your dream. Like I said, Coach Khayr, thank you for manifesting her, like you said, when you're beginning shows, because this is something that's very much needed. This is very much needed for... Go ahead.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh, no problem. It's very much needed, and the thing is, whether people know it's needed or not, there's the aspect of self-understanding and self-reflection, and asking yourself adult questions, like the gentleman was saying, and conducting yourself in a certain manner, and knowing, are you healthy? And if you're healthy, then you want to do things that are going to maintain your health, your mental capacity, and the people that you're around. You're going to have conversations, and you're going to put actions into words, into feelings. And I just read your dad's Facebook quote where he said, words don't mean anything, and I'm not going to put it on the air, but it was on point. It's your actions and how you show your actions that illustrates love. And unfortunately, the aspect of our culture, we don't know what action generates this action. And if we did do that, then we would have a theme, a synergy, just like your book illustrates, with the cover of a man and a woman sharing that energy amongst themselves, and the aspect of a dance. And that aspect of really appreciating the other person for who they are and what they resonate. Not a competition, but an enjoyable moment of masculine, feminine, and feminine energy and its interplay. It's a wisdom that's always been told. However, people want to recreate what the greatest creation is and the perfection of man and women amongst each other, and understanding each other and enhancing one another. It ain't going nowhere. You can try something new, but it ain't going nowhere. And like I said, Coach, when you went on the aspect and you guys were talking about the aspect of women, and I'm sorry, Coach, because you know I get along with it. I'm so passionate about what you guys are saying. You start talking about the biology and how women design men to be the protectors on this realm. Okay? Cats don't want to go that route because it in essence says that men in their physical makeup, if women preceded us, women in essence said to themselves, we need somebody to in essence balance us out, to in essence compliment us. Now, when you start going that route, you're starting to break myths and matrices and shatter beliefs because it's already been there, but you didn't want, people are too afraid to understand the truth. And when the truth is presented to you, whether you like it or not, hey, Coach, you're going to like this one. Whether you like it or not, learn to love it because it's the best thing going today. You know where that's from, Coach, right?
That's right. It's the best thing going today, baby.
This is a dream come true.
It's awesome, baby!
Thank you very much. I appreciate having the opportunity to be in class with my notebook, taking on upon the lesson. That's real talk. Hey, that's real talk. Because on Wednesday nights, this is must-see radio, must-see coming in here and check it. The only thing that has kept me from it is real close friends who I got the book for, who have had conversations, who caused me to be late. And I said, hey, I hate to cut this short, but I got some research I got to do.
No, that's right. Well, look.
That's right.
Man leads is on. Well, what are you talking about? Okay, here's the book. Then we'll talk on Thursday, Tuesday, Friday. But on Wednesday, at this time, I'm in study session.
I know that's right. Well, look.
Imagine if we had a show every day, a television show. That's what we're going to get there. We just need everybody's support.
You know you have my support, and like I said, I'll continually to put the word out here on the West Coast, little by little, and little actions make big actions. And,
that's right.
Much success to your ventures, and I hope people continue to get the book, share the book, and embrace what's in the book and apply it, because there's so much wisdom on so many different levels. Just a little bit will make difference in people's lives, both males and females. And that's the thing I want females to understand. Get away from some of these catchphrases that you really don't understand. That you really don't understand as far as being submissive and harmony and balance and stuff like that. Those are things that you might want to look up and understand the definitions in its totality compared to your own understanding or your own misconception. Because everything in this universe has a structure and effectiveness based upon certain principles.
Ben, I say
good night to both. I say good night, Coach. I know. I hit my time limit. Thank you guys very much. You guys have an enjoyable show.
All right, Ben.
Thank you, too.
Peace. Ben said he's a regular. He's going to be on here on Wednesday nights. You got to come in and give his commentary. I love that. Thank you, Ben. I appreciate you. Caller from the everybody, 347-205-9089 is the call-in number. If you want to have a comment, question, or feedback, just press 1. I got some of y'all in the queue. I'm coming to you right now. I got some of y'all in the chat room. I'm coming back to your question, but I got to get to my next caller. Caller from the 314-814. Your microphone is wide open. Can I get your name and where you're calling from, please?
This is Rebecca from Spain.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Lord, have mercy.
Hi, Rebecca.
Hello. Hello, how are you all?
Good, how are you?
Great, I'm doing fine. Hey, I wanted to, I haven't received my book as of yet, of course, yet. I wanted to make a comment as far as the emotional spending is concerned. From what I see, I think the emotional spending that women are doing, the spending that women are doing is based off of emotion. sometimes lack from a previous relationship, lack from that relationship being either with the parents or, an intimate relationship with someone or whatever. That within itself would make a woman, that right there could be an excuse for a woman to do all this shopping and everything to try to satisfy something, within her, and then she gets into a relationship and then expects him to satisfy that because it's still, that portion of her is still empty, perhaps. I mean, do you kind of follow what I'm saying? What do you think about that?
I think that that once we know better, we do better, right? And when we are spending, usually it's because we are lonely.
Right.
But when it is clear to a woman that spending is incredibly unattractive to a man,
right,
and that it will push him away from her, then we're clear.
Right.
I have explained this verbally and in written form to several women who immediately get it.
Mm-hmm.
Immediately get it, and immediately make changes and stick with them. It just needs to be clear to us that you're either going to have to choose a certain level of spending that is offensive to your man or your man.
Exactly. Yeah, it's true. And then, too, another point I wanted to make is as far as the media being the problem and solution, I think, in my opinion, I think reality shows are horrible. I just don't think that reality shows are good predictive things for women. The reason is because they'll sit there and they'll look at them and that's what they want, and, all this drama going on and all this stuff. That's going to feed your brain. What you see is what you're going to, it's going to feed your brain. And next thing you know, you're arguing, fussing, and fighting with your guy or whatever over something that he had nothing to do with, just because you're feeding your brain bad food, in so many words. And it just makes it,
We also need to understand that as women, we have a natural empathy that we have towards everyone that we see. So we are born nurturers, and nature has designed us to be able to take care of children. When we see anything, we empathize so that we can take care and nurture. The problem with this is that when we watch television, we become emotionally involved because of the nature of being a woman.
Right.
And we are literally having emotional reaction to everything we see and hear that men don't actually experience.
Right.
Men are influenced by television, sure, but are they having an emotional, empathetic reaction? No.
Right, exactly.
We are literally feeling like the people we are watching are us.
Right, exactly, which also would go along with the friends that you entertain too.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Everything you see, everything that your eyes are focused on is going to cause you to have an emotional reaction. And television is generally geared towards women for this reason. It happens to a woman's emotion and to cause her to react. And this can be a good thing if the television content is good, but the truth is that almost none of it is.
Exactly.
So we watch things. Our minds are looking at the outfits, the tone, the disrespect, the spending, and the hairstyles and the makeup. I mean, I can't explain to you. I can't explain to you. I'll try. Men do not like women to wear as much makeup as they do on TV.
Exactly.
Boy,
and
amen to that.
There's nothing. Yeah, healthy men don't like that. If you're taking the advice of a man who is not heterosexual or of another woman, that doesn't count. healthy masculine men are repelled by women who wear a lot of makeup. So when we see women on TV wearing a ton of makeup, we believe that it is beautiful because we're empathizing with what we're seeing. But this is the opposite of reality. And men, because they're not as verbally talented as women are not explaining this to women as well as they probably could. But I will tell you that the makeup factor is a very good example as to how we are doing things to attract men that we learned that are actually repelling men.
Right. Good point. Perfect point. Thank you so much.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you, Rebecca.
Thank you, Rebecca.
It's awesome, baby!
You can call Man Lee's Radio anytime. She gonna have to be on the television show, or she got to be in the movie doing a voiceover or something. Like we gotta use that some way. You always employable, Rebecca. Don't worry about it, honey. You employable. We got your number. Don't even worry. We got you covered. You already cast. You already been casted already, so don't worry. You in a couple of projects, as a matter of fact. All right, thank you. Let me get to another caller. Appreciate it. Peace. Let me go ahead and check in on the West Coast again. Caller from the 424-207. Thank you for calling in the Man's League Radio. What's your name and where you calling from?
Hi, this is Brandy. I'm calling from Long Beach, California. How are you?
Yay!
Hi, how are you?
LBC in the house.
LBC in the building.
I'm calling because I'm a first-time caller. I was introduced. Okay, yeah, I was introduced to this tonight's show from my friend Iris, and everything you guys have been speaking has just been amazing to me. She told me about the book. She's been reading the book, and so I was just inspired. But as I'm listening, I'm just noticing that there's a lot of people calling in that sound like they have their head on straight. And so I was wondering if you had plans. I know that you said that you were interested in doing a talk show, but I was wondering, is there maybe like a dating site that you were thinking of starting, of people who have gone through maybe your program, have been vetted, and now they're ready to move on, and a place where a woman can know, listen, they've read the book, they've applied the principles, and I feel comfortable moving forward with that. Is there any thought about that?
There is thought about that, and actually a lot of men ask me if I can find them a woman who has read the book.
Awesome.
This is an aspect of the Man Leads website that we haven't really developed yet, because women are reading the book and attracting men immediately. So, it's really a situation where the men are looking to find women who already have an understanding of the book, but the women who read the book, they're attracting men immediately.
Yeah.
So we're gonna have to find, maybe go with a larger pool of people who have completed the book.
Absolutely. Well, thank you. It was a pleasure, and I look forward to hearing more from everybody on the show.
Thank you, too.
Thank you, Brandy, for calling in. Give Iris a hug from me, please.
I will give beautiful Iris a hug for you. I will.
Yeah. All right, peace.
It's awesome, baby!
I think one of the beautiful things that Brandy just said was head on straight. Brandy came in and said, look, there's a sample of people out here, and she's like surprised that she's even hearing this type of conversation because she's not used to this. As a matter of fact, let me bring Brandy back on for a second. I gotta ask Brandy something. Brandy, you still there?
Hello?
Brandy.
Yes.
I was noticing when you used the word head on straight that you sounded surprised that you would hear this many people calling in that had their head on straight. So is this something like, is this like earth shattering to you? Or you like, what? What are these people sound like they got their stuff together?
This is so refreshing. And can I just say, especially living in California, and Iris and I were just discussing this, there's so many gender roles are being bent, and chicks want to be dudes want to be chicks, and dudes wearing, MAC lip gloss and black nails, and, want you to, will you date me? You're like, no, you're not following my mascara today. We're not sharing this. So there's so many rules and all this gender switching and whatnot, and it confuses you. And so it's so refreshing to hear a man say, I am unashamedly a man, and I'm concerned about my lineage, I'm concerned about my future, and I choose according to those standards. And I just have to say this, and I'm only saying this because I live in California, it just seems like, hoes stay winning. The girls that are trying to have their head on straight, trying to learn, trying to do right, trying to be the women that I believe are divine, it's like no one looks at you, but the minute you decide to just act a fool or whatever, all of a sudden, because a lot of the minds are so twisted, they don't know what to look for. So it's refreshing to meet men who have humbled themselves and said, hey, this is an area that I want to grow in. Let me read and apply these principles. And not only that, for a woman to say, okay, this is what I should be looking for. Maybe I didn't have that example in my life, but I'm going to take a step back. I'm going to realize I don't know everything. Let me read this book, apply the principles, and see how I can move forward in success. So, yes.
Yes. Woo, baby.
It's awesome, baby.
Yes, yes. She said it. She said, and that's going to be a soundbite. She said, hoes stay winning. That's okay. You can say that here. You can say that because we know what you mean. We know what you mean. She said that.
Hoes stay winning.
Yeah, she said hoes stay winning. But you like, when does the woman who really wants to come up, when does the woman who really wants to do the work, how does she win? And that's what the book is about, is when you know your role, you start attracting the perfect man for you. Let the hoes keep winning with the unhealthy guys. Like, that's what I don't want y'all to be mad. Don't be mad at the hoes. And I say hoes is heaven on earth. So I'm not calling nobody out of name. Don't be mad at the heaven on earths for getting the unhealthy men. You don't need them anyway. If she took the guy with the black, if she took the guy with the black, with the nail polish, with the weed painted on it, because he want to be Snoop or something like that, and then he wants you to pay his rent, then let the hoe be winning with him. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're going to really, you're a woman. You're not a hoe. You're a woman, and you're going to get the perfect man for you. And I appreciate you for calling in tonight. And don't you try to steal Isis's book. Get your own book, okay? Don't be looking over her shoulder. Get your own book.
I won't steal it. I won't. So I'm so inspired right now. I'm so inspired. And can I just say this before I, hang up? Can I just say this? That it is so disheartening to see a successful man, especially a successful brother, and not have a woman that matches where he's going. It's so disheartening to see, and even a woman too, to see someone that's on a great pathway, but they do not have the necessary skills or don't know what to look for, don't know what qualities to look for in finding a mate to match that pathway. So I applaud the writer of this book. I applaud this talk show tonight. I'm so grateful that Iris introduced me to you all, because this is just enlightening. It really is, and this is a guide for those who want to grow. This is the guide. So,
yay! Well, you know what?
This is a dream come true.
I think that all of us want to grow, but we just don't know how. Well, the majority of us do. And there are some men who go into the category of unhealthy or unable to love a woman right now, and they will later on be able to. But some men are just immature. Some men will later mature to a place where they can properly care for a woman. but we don't need to believe that we are going to mature men in order to properly love us. Men have a type of ritual and tests that they put themselves through in order to make sure that they're able to attract a certain type of woman. And there's nothing that a woman can do before that time frame to change his mind about being serious with her. So it's crucial that we understand that when we are referring to men as being good and healthy, sometimes we are referring to the fact that they are just too young or too immature. Yeah. And not necessarily at their fault, but timing is not good. Women cannot force boys to become men. And, what we can do is have a man who's at the level of maturity who wants to please a woman as most men do, and then nurture him to become his best self. But we cannot change a boy into a man.
Amen, amen, amen.
And the hits keep on coming.
Thank you, Brandy.
Thank you, Brandy.
Thank you. Thank you, Isis.
You're welcome.
Yeah. West Side. I got to get that audio. I got to get that drop. West Side. All right. Got to get to my next caller. Everybody keep calling in. 347-205-9089. If you don't have the book yet, you can visit manleads.com. Manleads.com. And if you know somebody who needs to hear this show, like Isis told Brandy, and you want to catch the download, please just post on somebody's page, manleadsradio.info. If everybody can just go to their Twitter or their Instagram or their Facebook right now and just put www.manleadsradio.info on there. Don't even put any words on there, or put a one-word description of why they should listen to it, and then we'd appreciate that, all right? Text somebody. Text one of your friends right now and just give them the address and let them find out for themselves. Let it be a surprise to somebody who wants to know where the perfect man is at. All right, next caller is from 504-301. Thanks for calling in to Man Leads Radio. Your mic is wide open. Can I get your name and where you're calling from, please?
Sure. Hi, guys. This is April calling from New Orleans, Louisiana. Hey, Ro.
Hi.
Just wanted to call and say this is a wonderful show, and I'm glad that I was able to dial in today. And also, I have read the book several times and have purchased several copies for several family members and friends, and encourage women constantly to read the book, Ro has definitely been such a wonderful counselor via the book, and thank you so much for taking your personal time to assist me. I was one of those women, unbeknownst to me, who would do several things to emasculate men and had no idea that I was doing it. So I had the awesome opportunity to be introduced to Ro through a mutual friend, and that's how I was able to go ahead and purchase the book. And that experience, that just by happenstance, being able to be introduced to her, turned my whole entire life around. And it excites me, and I look forward to continuing to build upon my relationship that is going extremely well. And to your point of the part where, you have to curtail your spending, because otherwise, I'm dating someone who I absolutely adore, and he adores me as well. And I had to basically stop doing all the things that I would usually do on my own, like going to very expensive restaurants on a consistent basis, and taking that time and spending time at home and cooking dinner and doing those sort of things are my norm now when he's, obviously here. But nonetheless, it has definitely changed my mindset, and I'm really excited about it. And we'll continue to take this advice, heed the advice, and share it with other people as well. So thank you so much, guys, for having the show. And ditto. I mean, everything that you guys have said tonight, it's happened to me, and it's just been a great experience. Mind you, this turnaround row, is this right? You can remind me if I'm wrong. I think it only, like, the turnaround was like maybe like 2 months or a month. It was real fast, wasn't it?
Yeah, very fast.
So going from
Well,
someone who
what turnaround are you referring to?
I'm sorry?
Are you referring to the turnaround in your thinking or the turnaround in your relationship?
Both. Well, the thinking, it kind of happened simultaneously. But the turnaround in the relationship was real fast. If I'm not mistaken, maybe like a month and a half.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it was just like one thing, like, oh my goodness, I did this, and yeah, it was amazing.
April,
no turning back. I'm excited.
April, can I ask you a question?
Yes.
Is he perfect for you?
He is absolutely perfect for me.
Hush your mouth, child. Hush your
Yay!
mouth. Hush your mouth.
Yes, absolutely.
And the hits keep on coming.
It's awesome, baby!
Yeah, it's great. He's my hat.
Wow, that's cool.
April getting all the shout outs tonight. All right, April, I appreciate you calling in tonight, and I look forward to you calling in next Wednesday. We're gonna have another heater for you, and please post the link. Like somebody turned you on to it, like pay it forward. Somebody needs to hear this show. Like I know you got 2 friends that need to hear this show. So text them and just text them www.manleadsradio.info, and then they'll be able to go and download this show.
Absolutely. Thank you, Ro, and continue to do such the wonderful work that you're doing. We need it. Everyone needs it. Thank you.
Thank you, April.
Ro, they just love you. You just got you getting all the love tonight, right?
It's like after people read the book, so mostly, right?
Oh yeah. After they read it, but before they read it, you know what I'm saying? They don't. Who is she? Who she thinks she talking to? Right? They get their mouth all twisted. Okay.
We gotta tell the whole truth.
Right. Gotta tell the whole truth. You know, because like Brandy said, too many hoes stay winning. You know, and hey, she said it, not me. Now I didn't say that. So that's what she said. She represents the LBC. She's in California, so she sees it. Caller from the 803-229. Your microphone is wide open. Thank you for calling in to Man Leads Radio. Can I get your name and where you calling from tonight, please?
Coach Khayr here. This is Melissa from South Carolina. How are you?
I'm deliciously well. Thank you for asking. How you doing?
And well, how are you?
Hi, I'm good. How are you?
I'm sitting out here on my porch, and I'm salivating at this conversation tonight. I'm really enjoying this, and I do agree. And these ladies are definitely going to have to hear this. All of my friends always tell me that I say the ugly truth, and it's kind of a question and a comment. That comment that you made earlier about some men just aren't ready, and you're absolutely right. I've definitely experienced that. On the phone, he's doing everything else, but he's definitely just not ready. And you're right, you can't force that. Or people are like, why aren't you pursuing that? Because he's not ready. Even though he may be doing all of those things that to everyone looks like he's ready, I know that he's not ready. So I have to step away from that and let him, do what he needs to do. His checklist of things, and like you said, until they accomplish all of that, it doesn't matter what you do. So I totally agree with you 100% on that. And a question, because I do have a little group, and the girls are, and I feel like I'm telling them the same stuff over and over again, and they're getting the same guy over and over again. And I see where they have healthy men, but for some reason this isn't the choice that they make. Is it, and it's just a question, is it that they subconsciously repel the healthy men because maybe they think they're not worthy of that? Because I just don't understand. It's like they repeat the same thing, and the healthy man is sitting there like, here I am, but for some reason, I'm still having the same conversation with them over and over.
According to my research, what is mostly happening is that women are behaving in masculine energy, and this repels men. Now, let me explain what this means, because this is a foreign topic to most modern westernized women. We don't know what it means when someone says masculine energy or feminine energy. In our language, we do not have the benefit of distinguishing everything based on masculine and feminine. But if you've ever studied a Latin language, you know that everything is separated between masculine and feminine. A chair is masculine, a door is feminine, blah, 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 like that, right? But in our culture, we say everything straight. We try to blend everything together because of the way that we speak mostly. And this has become a very huge challenge for women who have been taught that independence is where it's at. The problem with this is that the moment that you are behaving independently or strongly or dominating or belittling or competing or talking too loudly, these things are the acts that are within masculine energy. Some things are just masculine. I don't have to explain this to someone who speaks Spanish or French or Italian or Portuguese. They already know some things are just masculine because that's the way they talk all day long, every day since they were born. But to somebody who speaks English, this sounds strange that a behavior can be masculine. Some behaviors are masculine and some behaviors are feminine. And we have to make it clear to ourselves that certain things that we do as women are masculine, and men instinctually respond to that masculine energy because it belongs to them. It belongs to them. And men are not interested in competing with a woman for their rightful place in masculine energy, their masculine space. We often hear a lot of women all day long on social media emailing me and asking me questions, wondering why a man does not just step up and do this and step up and do that. And why do we have to wait at the door? Why doesn't he just hurry up and get to it? And all of these questions. And all of this responsibility is put back on the man as if he is not instinctual and not responding to a woman's behavior. We have to continuously remember that nature has wired men to respond to our behavior. They don't initiate when it comes to behavior. They may initiate other things, but because men are wired to protect and provide, they need to be able to be in tune with a woman's behavior so that they can know what they need to protect and provide. So they must always be in response mode. And once we have this very clear and at the forefront of our thoughts, it becomes more evident that the way that a woman behaves and how she carries herself, the voice that she uses, the facial expression that she wears, is all causing a man to respond to her in a certain way. If this goes on too long in a relationship, the response will be to leave. Clear now?
It's definitely clear for me, kind of always been clear for me. What I'm hoping is being able to let them listen to this and hear the input from the men and the women. Maybe they can start understanding that. Right. Because sometimes people think that you're just talking just to be talking and not kind of out of experience. I mean, I definitely know what I want, and I don't feel like I'm going to settle for anything less than that. So it just kind of bothers me when I see them doing the same thing over and over and over again, or not backing down, or like you say, buy things, spend things, do things for a man.
Right.
So I definitely kind of get that. I don't want to be the male. That's not my job, and I clearly get that. But I just want them to really grasp the things that men, what they really want.
Well, I want
and how to play that role and play that part. And you're right, some women have been doing it for so long that they don't know how to switch over and not, like you said, be needy or let that man lead and just follow. And that takes, some trust and things too. But you do have to learn. You have to learn to follow. You need to learn when, hey, this isn't worth it. Let me go ahead and get off. They need to understand how to fall back sometimes. But, I'm just hoping that hearing it from all these other people, may encourage them to think differently.
I think that one of the reasons why it's unbelievable for women and why women tend to fall back to what they have already been doing is because there are clear, strong messages in our society that acting in a masculine way is beneficial when it actually is the opposite.
Right.
There is so much fun in being feminine. There is so much relaxation and joy and peace and harmony in being a feminine woman. When I come on the radio on Wednesday, I have to gear myself up because I have to use a voice that speaks to everybody. So I have to make sure that the masculine women and the feminine women and the masculine men and the feminine men all are able to hear my message. But this voice that I'm using is not the same voice that I would use with my own man.
Absolutely.
This voice that I'm using is a dominant masculine voice, perfect for reaching everybody in a broad way. But this is definitely not the way for a woman to speak with her man. We have to have a turn-off button when it comes to our masculinity.
Hold on 1 second, Ro. Hold on 1 second. We got 2 minutes before we go to the after party. So if there's anybody in the chat room and you want to stay on to catch the after party, please.
90 seconds.
We got 90 seconds before the live stream stops in the chat room. So if you're on the line on the phone, then you're good. You're already, just don't do anything. But if you're in the chat, you need to call in 347-205-9089 and then press 1 if you got a comment. And I do see some of your questions in the chat, and we're going to get to that and to the people who have their hand raises. Okay, go ahead, Ro. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I was just saying about, turning off our masculine
60 seconds.
It is a simple thing. Once you know better, you do better. It's really not that hard. And like April was saying, reading the book immediately changes your mindset. It's an immediate process. It's very clearly explained. And I have not had one single reader come back to me and say, I'm not satisfied, or I don't get it, or I don't agree. Not one. There's something to this, and more so, I think that it is definitely time. Everybody seems to be tired.
You definitely have a new follower. I'm going to make sure that I get your info from Khayr. I know there are other questions on the line, but definitely thank you
10 seconds
for the enlightenment. And I'm hoping that I can share this information.
Hopefully, yes. I think it will be helpful, I'm sure.
Thank you very much. Khayr, you're the best.
Thank you, baby.
This is a dream come true.
It's awesome, baby!
And the hits just keep on coming.
Yeah, repping that Columbia, South Carolina in the building. I think we done hit like every time zone tonight. We hit East Coast, we hit LBC on the West, and then we hit New Orleans, and we hit Philly. Let's see who else we got out here. I got a couple more. Oh, I got to get to this question while I'm looking at the callers. Okay. How does a woman stay consistent in her femininity to give that love to her man? This is a chat question. How does a woman stay consistent in her femininity to give that love to her man?
This is a very good question. Women have to practice their femininity. You practice your femininity like you would any other craft, like singing or knitting or anything. Femininity is a craft and an art form. I tell women often that serving your man or your family in any way brings out your femininity. This is not necessarily a way to something that is going to diminish you or put you beneath anyone as a servant. Serving is a feminine act. And serving causes women to feel more feminine. When we serve, we're not just serving the people who are receiving what we're giving. We are serving our femininity. And this is extremely conscious in Asian culture. Asian women do not feel belittled or below any person by serving. They will bow all the way down to the floor even, and it literally, I'm not joking, it literally makes them feel good. I'd like to point out that I have this theory about the modern westernized woman, most of us being what I like to refer to as negaholic. We are addicted to the endorphins that we receive in our bodies whenever we entertain negative thoughts. And if you don't believe me, try to not engage in negative thoughts for 3 days and watch what happens to your life. This is an addiction that we have. It's almost even a hobby. But in Asian society, they receive endorphins through feminine acts and through laughter. When we see an Asian woman often in the media, we mock the fact that they are laughing. We mock the fact that they are laughing, and we think that it's silly, and we think that it is ridiculous or demeaning, or that they are doormats. But the truth is, they are enjoying positive endorphins rather than negative endorphins. This is something that we can definitely learn. These societies are much, much older and mature than our society is. And there are several reasons why people act the way that they do in these types of societies. Everything that comes from every culture is not good. But when it comes to a culture's age, we must respect age and try to find the wisdom within it. This is the basis of the book. It's the basis of the way that the book is written and explained through cultural understanding. And as Americans, there is so much that we can learn and mature from because we are an extremely young country. Our country is literally younger than Birkenstock shoes.
Wow. She said
and we pride ourselves on being the forefront of everything, but wisdom does not necessarily come from our culture. We need to let it go. If we want great families, if we want to receive very quality, high levels of love, we need to look outside of our culture mostly. I did interview some families that were American, but that was very difficult to find because the families that I interviewed were led by men who came from extremely healthy marriages based on the opinions of their wives and their children, and they had to have come from similar marriages 2 generations back. So this was very hard to find in America. In order to create this guide of highly effective, healthy, loving relationships, I had to look in 16 countries.
Wowzers. Well, like you said, we're kind of like Johnny come lately on the relationship tip. You know, we definitely don't have the best of answers, but with the help of your movement, the Man Leads movement, Women Follows movement, and Everyone Wins movement. Like, I think I'm going to have to start saying the whole title, because like the whole title is not just Man Leads. It's Man Leads, Women Follow, Everyone Wins. And I keep reiterating, my favorite part of the book is the last part. I haven't even like done a show on my favorite part of the book yet. Like, I ain't even got there. Like, I could do a whole show just talking about the Everyone Wins part. And that's when the men, that's really when Roe really presents the information about, you know, the proof, like, for the men in the lineage. Ladies, if you got a problem with the title of the book, pick up the book, go order it, and as we said, she hasn't had one person ask for a refund yet. Ro, have you had anyone say, give me my money back yet?
No, most of my readers come back and buy 5 to 10 books.
Voila! You got to turn back to what is this? Like, I think it's like in the 230s. Flip the page 230, 228, something like that, and then see what you get back there. I'm not even gonna say nothing. Like, just start at the back of the book and go forward, and you know that's gonna be an experience for you. I got to get to another caller. Bam. Caller from Louisiana, 337-251. Your mic is wide open. Thanks for calling Man Leads Radio. Can I get your name and where you're calling from, please?
Good evening, Khayr. Good evening, Rose. This is Naima. I'm calling from Louisiana.
Hi, how are you?
I'm all right. How y'all doing?
Pretty good.
That's wonderful. Coach, you asked me to call in for my progress report. So that's what I'm here for. I called in last week, Rose, and I asked a question. And Khayr, he had admonished me because I said I was going to find a man, but he corrected me and told me I had to attract a man instead. And baby, let me tell you, man, I just dropped that one word from my vocabulary. Okay, so I've been doing the ritual daily like you suggested, and that was last Thursday when I started. So this past Saturday, I went to an old family friend's house, and I ran into the lady's grandson, and we've been knowing each other since we were children. We graduated from high school together, and he was trying to get at me. And and some things that he said to me, it was just like, wow, like he basically told me, you know, like we both 30 years old, and I'm tired of all these other women. I just need somebody with some common sense. And, you know, he basically told me, he was like, you know, just let me support you. Let me take care of you. And I was like, well, you know, I am really into my music right now. He was like, well, don't you need support with that? He was like, you know, I can't play. He was like, you know, I can't play in your bed or be a manager, but, you know, you don't need somebody to rub your feet. And I know you need a back rub. I know your spine. I know about your spine. You know, I've been knowing you because I have scoliosis and my back has been giving me the blues. And like the entire week before that, I was like, I just really wish I just had somebody to rub my back. And then all of a sudden, I dropped that word "fine" from my vocabulary. And then it's like literally somebody fell into my lap, and I have somebody to rub my back and to support me and do all that other good stuff. And
that's right. Dream come true. that's not it. There were 2 other guys I've been getting to know. They don't live anywhere near here. But I've been extended 2 invitations to go visit with both of them. It's like all of a sudden they were like, man, I really want to get to know you better, and I really want you near me. And like they both have invited me to come out and visit them. So like now it's like I went from like 0 to like 3 different men who are seriously pursuing me, and I ain't even bought the book yet. I was like, I gotta buy the book and see what's gonna happen after that.
Right.
So I do know, but I didn't know it was really just that serious, just even with the vocabulary that you speak, because I ain't never been the type of woman to chase after no man. Like, that is so foreign to me. When I find one who act like he want to chase after me, I let him go real quick. But like just saying that, let me find a man. Like I noticed, like some of the men that I was attracted, they were kind of had some effeminate traits. But just dropping that one word is like really just like has brought about like a total change to my dating life.
Yeah, and do you know why?
No,
want me to tell you why?
Yes, I do.
Okay, so this is because when you're trying to find a man, you are in feminine energy. You're in masculine energy. And masculine men are not interested in pursuing a woman in masculine energy who he wants to genuinely care for, protect, and provide. The moment you let go of pursuing and that word to find a man, you changed your energy. You became feminine. And men have incredible instinct to femininity. Mm-hmm. Women, not so much. Women have instincts on other things, like who needs a bottle, who needs a diaper change. That's what we're good at. But men's instincts are very close to detecting if a woman is feminine or masculine in behavior. So just thinking, I'm going to find a man, makes a man think, oh, something with her I don't like. And guess who is attracted to you when you're trying to find a man? A more feminine man.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I totally see that now. Just like in less than a week, like I immediately dropped that phrase from my vocabulary, and it was like, stuff just started dropping up out the sky. So yeah, I totally see that. Yeah, so now that I start working again this month, I'll be able to get that book, and I can't wait to read it.
Yeah, I can't wait till you read it either. It's gonna get even more interesting and better.
Oh, I can imagine.
It's awesome, baby!
And another one just texted me while I was on the phone.
Bam. Okay, Ro, turn it down some, Ro. Ro, turn your magic. Okay, Ro, turn it down now. You turn it. Ro, turn it down some, Ro. She got 3 already, Ro. What you trying to do? Turn it down, Ro. Ro, turn it down. Turn it down. She ain't got the book yet. You trying to OD the girl, okay? This is what happens.
Well, you know I'm mad.
Right. And she already got magic.
You know what I do tell you. So.
Right. She says she's from the Bayou, so that we're gonna put the Bayou together with what Ro kicking out. All right, now y'all, let me go ahead and separate y'all for a second. Follow the technique, everybody. Follow the technique. Thank you, Naeem. I got to get some more calls. I appreciate you. Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you.
All right. Peace.
Good night.
Good night.
All right, Ro, you done took one word out. She ain't got the book yet, and she got me and texting her while she trying to talk. She can't even finish the conversation. Caller from the 585-690. Welcome to Man Leads Radio. Your microphone is wide open. Can I get your name and where you're calling from, please?
Hey, guys. This is Chad out of New York State. How you doing?
Hi, how are you? Good.
All is good, Chad. How you feeling tonight?
Really well. I'm really enjoying the program. I think it's very interesting to hear the different perspectives. But Ro, I think that you have a good book, and I could definitely relate to this particular concept. But you said something that was fascinating to me. You said this concept just works. You know, almost like it's a revelation in our humanity. Wow, what a concept! This really does work. And the reason why it works, Ro, and I'm coming from a perspective of being a Christian, a biblical Christian. It's because this stuff that you're talking about, men leading, women following, is actually God designed, and it's right in the Bible. My question to you is, and I haven't read the book yet, and I know a lot of women are very interested in this particular concept, but when you've written the book, did you consider this particular concept that God said through His Word in itself?
Well, I am an extremely worldly person, and I didn't want to have a political or religious view that kept someone of another religious belief from seeing the work based on a scientific and logical approach. So I mentioned in the book that it is a woman's duty to bring her faith to and her any type of spirituality that she is affecting her family with, to bring that to her family. Because to me, that is each family's decision. But we have so many different belief systems across this earth. We have Buddhists and Taoists and Christians and Jewish and everybody else you can think of. And, you know, I'm pretty sure it would have done a disservice to just categorize it as one, which we already have several teachings in even just the Christian language, which people are not really widely paying attention to.
I think Chad would agree with that too. Chad, what do you think about that? Did you think that there are a lot of even Christian texts that, like you said, allude to the same thing that man leads is saying, and they're not even following that?
Well, what I would say is that and I would agree with you, Roro. I think you did a lot of great research. Personally, I think that it was good to interview all those people. And what you're finding is exactly what God said that was going to happen. In fact, in John chapter 5, when he's rebuking the Pharisees, he says, "You will not believe any word that I say. If somebody else comes in their own name, him you will believe, but you won't believe me." And that's because in Romans chapter 1, it says that with our unrighteousness, our sin, we suppress the truth. But then when we discover the wonderful design that God made for humanity, like masculinity for men and femininity for women, then we say, wait a minute, this concept really works. I can't believe how much happier my man is. And Ro, I think you said it the best. Men don't like it when they have to compete with somebody who's masculine. And that's not a woman. That's right. Yes, that's right, and that's because God has made men masculine and women feminine. And if you keep it, it's a very easy concept, but yet you're right. In the Western culture, what do we want to do? And this is something I'm going to bring up, Ro, because I think this is a major problem. I think it's a problem that we have multiple religions and faiths, in a sense, because it is creating different human philosophies. If we stay to just what God says in His Word, look, men, love your wives as Christ loved the church and gave Himself up for it. And women, follow your men. You're going to have happier marriages. But ultimately, you have to follow the will of God. And that is the will of God, is to love God, love your husband, love your wife, unionize your marriage with sex, and have sex continually, populate the earth with children. And if we follow these particular concepts, you got a wonderful book like what Ro wrote. It's helping a lot of people. But this is originally a God concept. And I understand that you're a worldly person.
I'm going to take a stab in the dark and say that I believe that almost every religion on earth actually says the same thing. And in order to truly understand what every religion on earth is saying, or every non-religion, it would require that we speak every single one of those languages. So I am not a person who's going to attempt to speak for a people whose language I can't even understand. I know better than that based on my experience.
Sure.
And so what I aim to do is to create a general sense of love as a religion. I can't understand everyone's religious or non-religious practices. I don't attempt to, and I don't want to. It is beneficial to us as thinking people to let everyone just go through their own path, whatever it may be, as long as we are able to do the same.
Well, let me say this in disagreement with you, Rowan. And this, by the way, people listening right now, this is not a debate. This is just, we're having a conversation. I happen to appreciate Ro and her writings here, so I'm just having a conversation. But I'm going to disagree with the whole religion thing, speaking the same language, or basically saying the same thing. They don't, and you can see that in culture. Okay, for instance, there are some cultures that.
No, but sir, I'm sorry. Sure. Do you speak every language on earth?
Well, no, but I see the abuse that comes out of religion.
There is no humanly possible way that you can know what everyone is saying unless you speak every language on earth. Do you think it's okay that women get abused? I mean, women are getting abused in a religious nature. You speak that, once you speak, what culture are you referring to first?
Oh, let's just put a religion title. Let's say Islam. A lot of Islam, the women are being abused by their men.
Perfect. Do you speak Arabic?
Nope. No, I don't speak
There
Arabic.
is no possible way that you can begin to understand the intent of someone who lives and speaks daily in Arabic unless you do. I'm a linguist. I speak several languages. And I'm trying to prepare people for the fact that this world is getting smaller. We live with people from all other cultures right in our same country, whether we leave or not. We have to understand that when we don't speak another person's language, we cannot believe that we understand their intention.
But I'm not talking about
this is called ignorance. You must, with all due respect, if you don't speak a person's language, you can't understand their intentions. And when I wrote the book, I used very good translators. Even though I speak several languages, I still have to make sure that I am getting the full intent of what someone is saying in order to captivate what their intent is.
Right.
We have to respect that about each other. There's no.
Ro, do you study other religions, Ro? Do you study various religions of the world?
I'm a cultural and linguistic expert. That's what I do.
Okay, so you study religion too, because cultural includes religion things.
I don't have my lifetime to study everything. I have to choose.
Right. Well, do you agree, though, that women do get abused in some of these religious cultures? Just like they do in America, of course. But I'm saying in certain religious cultures, there's belief systems that it's okay to hurt women and treat women the way they do. So, yes, it does matter of a religious.
I'm pretty sure that this is a misunderstanding. I'm pretty sure that it is. There are people who abuse religion in all religions. In all.
And I'd like to just add that in America, a man, if he's convicted of rape of children, he only goes to jail. In the Islamic community, they kill them. And it doesn't do, and the message reverberates. And when we say, and this isn't like me standing up for Islam or putting another religion down, but everything is handled differently in different parts of the world. Like some people dress differently in Antarctica than they do in Peru and the equator, because they handle things based on location as well. So just me saying that from the message that is sent out when you see a child molester, like we have a bad problem in America that's a predominantly Christian country with child molestation and child trafficking and child pornography. They don't have that problem in most Islamic countries. So to just
that's just far from the truth. I mean, look, I study religious cultures. I understand that we have our own issues in America, but there absolutely is horrendous things going on all over the world. And to see, the problem here is that we can't define morality correctly. Like, why is it good that men lead and women follow? It's not because, Ro, and I think you said it best earlier, we instinctively know that that's a good thing to do and it works, okay? But the problem is that this particular concept has to come from outside of us, because morality in itself is an immaterial reality. And you probably understand that concept, Ro, right? If I said something is an immaterial reality, that means that the reality that, for instance, to love is outside of us. It's not a chemical reaction. It's not. You can't put it in a test lab somewhere. Love is an immaterial reality. So if it's intelligent and it's an immaterial reality,
I beg to differ. According to my research, love is not. According to my research, there are scientific reactions to people when it comes to
there's no doubt you react. There's no doubt you react, but you can't justify the objective article of love and men follow, men lead and women follow. That is an immaterial concept that has to be dealt in philosophy, not in a chemical lab somewhere. But you're right. We could go to a science lab.
According to my research, men lead. Men need to lead in order to continuously lead, because it's a use it or lose it situation. And yes, a man's testosterone.
You think it's an evolving thing?
And yes, a man's testosterone level and ability to lead increases the more that he does lead. So when there is a serious or an emergency situation, we need men to be in the habit of leading. Yes, there is a way to explain it.
Well, yeah, definitely. Well, I agree with you. I think that you can see the brain react as we do things, but it doesn't deal with the ontological issue of why do we have it to begin with. You know, what are the origins of these things? If you're telling women out there, look, it's good, this concept is good, my research is good, that means you've come up with an objective, reasonable reality that is really outside of us. It's because things like logic and love, morality, editing, journalism, those are all immaterial concepts. These aren't, I thought and you did it yourself, Ro. You did the research yourself, right? You didn't go in a test lab somewhere and said, okay, I want to take 1,000 men, I want to draw their blood and find out how testosterone works. You didn't do that. What you did is you went and interviewed families, you talked to men, you talked to women, right? And then you found out the truth, and that's awesome. I'm glad that you're saying these things But my comment tonight is, at what point do we say, well, this is a concept that I found, or is this a concept that God created us objectively good to do these things?
How much does it matter? It is incredibly important to remember that we don't always have to place credit to something in order for it to be healthy. And people are not always able to receive someone placing credit to one entity or another. We need to be able to be willing to be healthy without having to be correct, without having to be right. And this is a serious sign of maturity and wisdom. We need to be able to choose health and not have to take credit or place credit with one entity or another. It's okay. This is a sign of maturity and acceptance. And thank you so much for calling, but we have so many other callers that we need to get to.
Sure. I'd like to further the discussion sometime. Maybe if you're on another time, we can talk about it. But thank you very much for staying on tonight.
Thank you so much.
Thanks for calling in, Chad. Love you. God bless you. Peace. All right. Next caller in line is from the 678-247. Your microphone is wide open. Can I get your name and where you're calling from, please?
Greetings, Sister Mecca. Hi, everybody. Greetings, Coach Khayr and Sister Ro. How are you tonight?
Good. How are you?
I'm fine. I was just listening in at you guys talk about the topic of culture and the different things that go on with men and women in different cultures, different countries as well. And some I disagree, some I do agree. But for the most part, sis, I do agree with a lot of the things that you've been speaking upon tonight. And I always tell the sisters that men enforce the laws. We write them. We write the laws, and the brothers enforce them. And I see a lot that go on. A lot of people call me about relationship issues. And it's a lot going on. And me personally, I've never had a problem with attractive men. I attract them all day, all night. I don't have a problem in that area. But I've had issues with being a single mom and holding down the family. And then when I would, date, or when I would settle down with the brother, I would have my roles mixed up, being aggressive, them leaving us always, my background is them leaving and always going to jail, or, just having to hold down and raise boys and girls. I raised 2 daughters and 2 sons practically by myself. And I'm a young grandmother. I'm 41 and I have 6 grandbabies. And my children, I'm 41 and my children are 19, 22, 25, and 27. So I think I did a great job. None of them been to jail. And my daughter's a school teacher. My son's in the military. My other son, he's holding down his family. Good, career job. And but there's great men out here. A lot of sisters want to be the man in the relationship, and I do believe that the man should lead. And we have to get in order and know our role, and get to understand the functioning of the brain and how a man thinks. And I always tell sisters, you can't push his button. You can't scream at him because he can't even comprehend that, sis. You gotta talk to him. You gotta be calm when you talk to a man, because a man's natural order is to attack you. And then you want to run and call the police when you provoke that brother. I know a lot of vicious, I know a lot of sisters, and I know a lot of brothers. And a lot of times, if we could just close our mouths, change our attitude, think before we speak, a lot of us will have a man. And that old myth or that old stereotype that I don't need a man, that's a lie. because a lot of these sisters are lonely and they want a man, but they don't even know what to do to get a man or to keep a man. And I'm here to tell everybody on this show, there's some great men out here. Don't give up. You know, work on yourself. Change your vision. Change your thought pattern. And you'll start attracting the brothers. There's some good brothers out here, and there's some good sisters out here. But, you know, as a community.
But, you know, wait up. Hold up. I think that's where a lot of women get stuck. Because when you say there are a lot of good men out there, women just don't see it. They think that the pickings are very slim. And this is not true.
Well, I think a lot of the sisters are attracting who they are. You know, I attract some great men. I just attracted a pilot that trains in Saudi Arabia last week. I attracted a contractor. I'm attracting them. Why? Because guess what? I got me right first. I had to check myself. I had to change my diet. I had to change my thought pattern. I had to start visualizing that king or that emperor walking through that door. So a lot of us are attracting who we are because we messed up internally, externally with our baby children, out of control, putting our children before the man, making the man feel like the son in the house when he's the leader of the house. We got to get ourselves right. Because wherever we go, they going to follow, sis. So we got to get ourselves right so we can start attracting those brothers, because there's some good men out there. I'm going to keep saying it. There's some great men out there. Some hard-working men out there.
There are a lot of good men out there. Everywhere.
And if you really do the statistics, you know how they say it's one woman for 14 men? Well, guess what, baby? If you start going through the psychological aspect of a lot of these sisters out here, it's like equal to me. It's equal to me. I don't have no problem.
It's way more balanced than people like to perceive it. But listen, this is a very important statement that I'm about to make. And probably not for you, but for other women that are listening. When a feminine woman is in public and unapologetically holds strong to her femininity, men around her who may disrespect other women, who may not get up and let other women sit down, will immediately and sometimes eventually stand up and puff up. A feminine woman causes men to become more masculine. And what we need to clearly understand is masculine behaving women diminishes masculinity in society. Not just your man, but a woman who behaves in a masculine man is causing men to whimper all around her. So please tell that to these women that you're talking to. Our femininity causes a heightened masculinity.
Of course, it makes the man feel confident to be around that feminine energy. But I got masculine energy in me too. When the lion needs to roar, the lion needs to roar. Yes, but when I'm with my man, we walking side by side. You know what I'm saying? We side by side. And if I need to take out the trash, I don't got no problem. See, I don't do no roles. If I got to take out the trash, I got to take out the trash. I ain't hung up on all that. Do you do this, I do that. No, we in this together, 50-50 or 150 or 250 or whatever the ratio is for us contributing. But for the most part, I believe that you attract who you are. When the sisters start getting their minds right, and the brothers too, some of them, you know, they just, you know, behind every strong a man is a strong woman. I believe that. And we have to support our brothers a little bit more. And uplift them instead of always beating them down.
I agree with you. I think you're on the right track, but there is something that I just cannot let slide. When we do things that are a man's role, we gain a man's masculinity. Taking out the garbage if you don't have to, it's not
I'm not hung up on them titles, sis. If he at work and I'm home and the trash is overflowed on the floor, guess what? I'm going to take the trash out.
I'm talking about masculine and feminine energy. And you yourself said you are some masculine and some feminine. And
we all have testosterone.
I am also.
We all have testosterone. And we all have estrogen. And we all both, it's called balance. Everything on this planet is energy.
No. women are not to be half masculine and half feminine. That would be balance. That would be balance.
This is what I'm saying. We are all most of us are out of balance, but if we can get back to that balance is what I'm saying.
We need to get back to our femininity. Forget balance. We have this concept where we are obsessed with having things be equal. We are not equal. Men and women are not equal at all. We are equal in value, but we are completely different. We don't need to say he has to do 50 and I'm going to do 50. Both of us just need to be 100% masculine. Go for it as much as you possibly can, and 100% feminine as much as you possibly can. If your man is sitting there and the garbage needs to be taken out, he needs to take it out nicely, but that's good for your femininity. And I teach men all the time that it is a man's job to protect his woman's femininity. We just need to know better and do better. Having you put out the garbage on any type of regular basis, if you have a man, it is not protecting your femininity. Having you fix things around the house, maybe you're handy, sure. That's not protecting your femininity. I'm not saying you are wrong. I'm just saying you don't realize that doing certain things puts you in higher masculine energy. That's all I'm saying.
Well, that's your theory, and that's your view, and you have a right to your decisions and your research, and I have a right to mine. Likewise, and I appreciate your time, and I appreciate meeting you, and I was just on Amazon checking out your book, and I'm going to support you, and I'm going to, let other sisters know to support you in your, endeavors, and I wish you the best, sis.
Thank you. I wish you the best, too. And let us know. Can you call back in after you read the book?
Oh, sure, I can. I'm starting my own TV show and my own radio show as well, so I would love to have you on the show, and I did speak to Coach about coming on my show as well. We'll talk after the show.
Okay.
So nice meeting you, sis.
Nice to meet you.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Wee. All right. Make sure that I cover everything in the chat. I don't want to get in. I know that's right, Minty. Minty be making them faces. Oh, last question, and then I'm gonna let you go for the night. What if you? This was from someone in the chat room earlier. What if you tell a man that you need him, and he advises you that you can get your needs met by other men? What if you tell a man that you need him, and he advises that you can get your needs met by other men?
Why would somebody waste in their time with this question? I don't understand.
Hey, it's my job, Ro, to just give you the. I mean, I know that's your answer. I know that's your answer, but
I'm just trying to not waste time. I am trying to not waste time. Okay, so what if your man advises you to get needs met by another man? Then that means the first man is not your man.
The first, and my response was, he isn't healthy, and he's letting you know to keep it pushing. If he's telling you that, then for one, he's not healthy. Two, if he's saying go get your needs met by another man, then, I kind of know where she's coming from a little bit, from the theory of it takes a village, but that the way it's worded, it looks as if he's saying, I'm not going to take care of you or provide for you. You need to, just get somebody else to do it besides me. Versus if you ask Khayr to sing for you, like I can't sing, Ro, and if you say, I need you to sing to me and really charm me with your voice, I don't even feel secure in singing. That's not me. And I may say, you need to go to this concert, you know, and let that man feel that need for you. I understand that part. Okay, I may even buy the ticket for you to go see that. But I just wanted to just put that differentiation in there. But if you want me to, if you ask me to do something that I can do, like if you say I want you to go out there and change my tire for me because I need to go to work tomorrow, and I can change the tire, and then I say, okay, go get another man to change your tire, then I'm in total agreement with Ro. Then you're not my woman, and I ain't your man. That's what I say on that. Rose said,
that's not your man.
Rose said, that ain't. Rose said, That was one of them ghetto Well, she said,
That is not man. That is not your man.
Okay, that was. We have the most amazing audience, and I get the most amazing text messages and inbox chats. I just really want to say I love all of y'all who are listening to the show each and every night. I love y'all who didn't press 1 tonight. You from the 602 area code 770-913-469-443-682. Big shouts out to the 336-588. Minty 870-352, more 678s. Everyone who hung on all the way to this part of the show, I really want to give y'all a big round of applause for supporting us.
This is a dream come true.
Because
and the hits just keep on coming.
Wow, that's cool.
It's awesome, baby.
Yeah. So I just appreciate it because I just learned so much each and every night. Ro, what do you think about tonight's show? You came in and the topic was finding the perfect man. We had a lot of interesting questions. Are you satisfied with the message that you got across or tried to impart to our listening audience tonight?
Yeah, I think that people really got it about attracting and nurturing. I hope that we have a chance to revisit this because women cannot expect to attract a masculine man when they are behaving masculine. But I think our callers got that.
Yes, that was. I think April out in the LBC said the way she was so surprised. She was just like, "Wow, they're getting it." I'm hearing people who are getting it. Like she acted like she had just saw a unicorn. Like I think she had wrote people off like this. She was like, "Nobody gets it." So I really enjoy when we get that effect on people. So look, don't give up, people. You heard the evidence tonight. And we're not in the minority as people would like to think. We're not in the minority. And I think that's one big thing that Ro is saying to women is that there are many more healthy men out there than women say. Don't believe the media, or like Public Enemy said, don't believe the hype. And for the men, there are women out here who are willing to learn and not be argumentative, and who really want to nurture you. I guess I'll say it like that. So, yeah.
Mm-hmm. There are, and you know what I want to add, that there are women constantly contacting me saying, "I really loved your book. I just don't believe that men are going to read it." And men are constantly contacting me saying, "I really loved your book. I just don't believe women are going to read it."
Right, until they buy it.
We have a huge misunderstanding on our hands.
Some people just not readers. They need to change that. They need to become readers. Stop judging the book by the cover. Haven't you got fooled by that yet? This is some of the best information going today. Stop getting fooled by the cover.
That's one of those things in the world, right?
Yeah. I mean, and
the title of the book is to be able to get people's attention. It's also for the purpose of being clear with the picture on the book about masculine leadership being beautiful and great for women.
I'm totally. I mean, hey, she wins. If you look at the cover of the book really close and look at the look in the woman's face, she's not arguing with him leading the dance. Just type in tango. Just go to Google and type in tango. If you want to be happy like that, understand what it is that she's doing. Type in salsa. You know, you don't have any women, you know, trying to be successful in a salsa dancing contest wanting to lead. It doesn't work like that. And relationships are just like the dance. So I encourage everybody, take some dance lessons. And one thing that Chad brought up, well, I don't know if he brought it up, but he brought it out, is that, and somebody else earlier in the show too, some words in other languages are not offensive. Bro, you may have to do a show in Spanish one night or a show in Japanese or something. You know, some of these words in other languages are not offensive. And other cultures are not the enemy because they're getting it right. They're not having the issues that we're having in our relationships. So that's my premise on that. I just wanted to just add that part right there.
I had a Japanese exchange student one time ask me to write down a list of English words that go into that you can connect to a sentence to show that you're being respectful. And then a second level to show that you're being extra respectful. And then a third level of words to show that you're being ultimately respectful. I was like, girl, I love you, but go sit down. We don't have any of those words.
Sorry, wrong language. You got me confused with French, or you got me confused with Hebrew or something. I'm sorry. Wrong. I can't do it.
We don't have any of those words. We, as Americans, we need to open up our mind to the fact that you can't know something that you don't understand unless you learn to understand it. With the last caller talking about really understanding someone's intentions without understanding their language, it's pretty much impossible to do that.
Exactly. And to our other caller, you better be glad Ro. I let Ro. Well, I ain't gonna say I let Ro handle it because Ro was handling it, but don't. Ro, sit back for a second because you know sometimes my testosterone gets bubbling, but don't come kicking it that, well, men got estrogen and women got testosterone. Do you know that if you have too much testosterone as a woman, it's unhealthy? Do you know there's something called an unhealthy level of testosterone? And for men, there's something called an unhealthy level of estrogen. So that you can't come in and give half of a scientific maxim to justify sometimes I want to be a man and sometimes I want to be a woman. Like
and scientifically, a woman has such an extremely naturally has such an extremely small amount of testosterone that even bringing that up is way more silly than most women understand.
She said way more silly. Way more silly.
Women do have some testosterone, but compared to a man, it is like it can fit into the tip of your finger.
Oh, I love it.
We just have this idea that we can do anything. You can't do anything. You can't have as much testosterone as a man. And you no matter what a woman attempts and how much a woman tries to seem like she is tough, she's never going to be able to become a man, so she just needs to enjoy being a woman.
Yes, and stop striving to be equal. Let me go, because I thought Ro was going to pick up on this, but if you strive to be equal with a man, then you're going to attract a man who's trying to strive to be equal with you. And you don't need to be having Like, you're not going to be happy sexually with a man who's striving to be as equally feminine as you are. Or even if you come and tell me, because I'm a man's man, but I'm sensitive. I am sensitive, and I do know that I have, some, I'm going to just say I'm sensitive, and I understand the aspect of my feminine nature, but it's not dominant. But if you ask me to be feminine sometimes, you can ask me to be understanding, but don't ask me to be feminine. You know what I'm saying? So that's kind of that's kind of the part that can I be can I be a little more gentle? Yes. Even Ro has to work with me sometimes. You know what I'm saying? Can I be a little more nicer? Yes. What's the word? Ro told me the first night. She said you can be a little more graceful. Okay. She says that. She's never asked me to be feminine though. She's never asked me to be a little feminine. And she ain't either. I don't really predict her asking me that. So, no. I ain't gonna be that. You know what I'm saying? So sometimes I just be like,
that's not healthy for you.
no, it ain't healthy for the females or the women who love me either, or my mother, because my mother is concerned with lineage like I am. To tell you the truth, I mean, she's not masculine, but my mother is looking around like, what's up? Because I don't have no children yet, so she's just like, what's up? What you gonna do? So that's all. She's a wise woman, but she's not coming at me masculine, and now she's knowing that I'm being very selective, and so she knows she's gonna be triple selective anyway. So some of you ladies who trying to rush me or something, don't try to rush me, because after you get past me, my mama's gonna want to know who I spent. What's the ring is? What you said the rule was for the ring roll? Something about the ring you got to
3 months of 3 months of pay.
Right. So if you have a son and your son puts 3 months of pay on a woman's finger, aren't you gonna want to know like who got 3 months of pay from my son? You're gonna want to like just check behind that. So so don't rush for me to put three months of pay on your finger. But my mama gonna be like, who did that? You know what I'm saying? Where is that at? So yes. So we thank you all for joining us. manleadsradio.info. Please share the link on Twitter, on Facebook, on Instagram. Ro, please tell them where they can find you and visit you, and what they can do. We got about a minute and a half left.
Yep, you can find me at manleads.com. Everything there connects to me on YouTube and Instagram and Facebook and email. It's manleads, manleads.com.
Yeah. You can find me at CoachKhayr.com. We in the building doing big things over here. Coach K TV. No, CoachKRadio.com. You can watch the YouTube. We are broadcasting on YouTube. Go see James Brown, everybody. Go see Lucy. I really enjoyed those movies. Hercules. Ooh, we should. Ooh, Ro, if you go see Hercules, that's a good man leads, woman follows book. Even though it was a woman in there. Say what?
I know the director of that movie.
Oh, whatever. You don't know nobody.
Oh, yes, I do.
You don't know nobody.
It was directed by Brett Ratner,
Thank you for using Blog Talk Radio. Goodbye.
Oh, it's shut down. No, we're done. That's right. More than people know. Oh. So what?
You're living what you preach. She's not doing that.
She has like she wanted to see her chart. So she's a Scorpio rising. She's got Venus 29 Sag, Sun 5 degrees Aquarius. She's got Saturn at 29 Cancer.
Where's the Mercury?
Boy, Dr. Gibson. Okay, Dr. Gibson, go with it. Mercury is 29 Cap, and her moon is 4 degrees Sag.
So her moon conjuncts her Venus.
Mm-hmm. And Neptune.
Oh, so she's delusional.
After that is a moon Neptune conjunction.
And it's in the 12th house of where Capricorn is. It's in the 12th house of her Mercury.
Boy, you nasty. Nasty. Nasty.
So that's what I'm saying. Like, she... Yeah.
Wow.
And a lot of her relationships. Yeah, she's manipulative in relationships, and she can be. Because Libra is in her 12th. Yeah, so I know all her secrets. That's, man, whatever.
Huh?
Because I'm a Libra rising. I'm a Libra. I fall in her 12th house and her 2nd house. Yeah, I see through all of that.
The sun peaked her moon and Neptune and how she does relationship in her 2nd. And then
What does she have in Libra? Nothing?
Pluto.
Oh, yeah, okay. Yeah. Yep, she's manipulative in relationships behind closed doors.
What I like about my psychic powers, I call them psychic, is then, especially when you say something like that, that just, as Sister Myra said, that just validates the kind of feelings that I was getting from him today when he was calling. Because even though I was listening to what his words coming out of his mouth, he just felt like he was getting his strings pulled. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, have you read the book? You know, in my mind.
Right.
You know, he really wasn't.
And
Oh, yeah.
wait, go ahead. No, I don't want to cut your knowledge. Go ahead.
I'm going to shoot in my mouth. It'll come back. Go ahead.
Oh. And again, from the very beginning, when you're in a relationship, like when I'm in a relationship, if I'm working with a guy, and I know that it's going to be late phone calls, a lot of communication. Babe, here's such and such. I met him. Here he is. You want to talk to him. This is what we're doing together. Respect. You just now talking to this guy. All right, miss me with all that. She got what in Capricorn? Mercury?
Yeah. 28 degrees.
Yeah. And she thinks about how she can use people. Oh, I can use you to do this. Do. That squares her Pluto.
Did you hear me laugh? Well, you have to. Oh, shit. I didn't stop it there on the video. Idiot.
I didn't do that. Shit, probably.